So last but not least, it's a little piece Donald Trump talks about Jeff Sessions. It looks like, every time I turned around, I thought that Donald Trump was going to get rid of Jeff Sessions. Turns out he wasn't going to get rid of Jeff Sessions. It was just a lot of talk about Jeff Sessions. Here goes Donald Trump talking about Jeff Sessions in this clip.
We have an attorney general. I'm disappointed in the attorney general for many reasons, and you understand that. We are looking at lots of different things. I have a great cabinet. We have the greatest economy ever in the history of our country. So we're very happy with the way things are running, generally speaking. I don't think we've ever had an economy like this. Somebody who's on just this morning from Reagan, from the Reagan White House, he said this is one of the great economies in history. So we're very happy.
Donald Trump says that he is not happy with Jeff Sessions. I would love some clarity on what it is about Jeff Sessions you don't love. What is it about Jethro? What is it about Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies that you do not like specifically? I want to know exactly what it is, because Jeff Sessions has been horrible in a lot of ways. Now, a little birdie told me it's probably about the Russia investigation that you wish he would shut down the Mueller investigation. Or maybe the fact he didn't really, he hasn't taken up the charge of investigating Hillary Clinton or the Clinton Foundation. But see, there's so many things about Jeff Sessions that I have a problem with, that a lot of people should have a problem with if they only knew about all the horribleness which is Jeff Sessions and what he has done in this country. Your Attorney General, see, but I don't think you really have a problem with your Attorney General, what he's done domestically against citizens of this country. See? I don't think I got a real problem with that. I think by and large, you support what he's done domestically. You're just pissed off about what he hasn't done for you. Okay, so though the president has made no secret that he regrets nominating Jeff Sessions, who was one of the first U.S. senators to embrace Trump during the 2016 GOP primaries, but neither Sessions alleges refusal to go with the Clintons or the other Democratic notables, nor his recusal from the Russia investigation are reasons why he should be chuckled or chucked headfirst from the Justice Department. Sessions should be given the heave because he is anti-liberty. Jeff Sessions should be kicked out for a lot of reasons, and the least of those reasons are Russia or failure to investigate Hillary Clinton. The current Attorney General vigorously supports ballooning the federal government's power and authority over the states, and all in the name of expanding the nation's bullshit war on drugs. Yeah, we were trying to move ourselves into a new direction on the war on drugs, ending the war on drugs, and moving to a more reasoned approach to dealing with people with disabilities, people with conditions, people with addictions. But then we have Jeff Sessions walk in and say, oh, I see the clock. Time to turn the clock backwards. Let's get more draconian. In May 2017, Sessions overturned the DOJ policy instructing prosecutors not to specify drug amounts when filing charges against low-level and nonviolent offenders. The idea was that this rule, which was handed down in 2013, would give judges the ability to sentence at their discretion. This way, small-time offenders could be given reasonable sentences, as opposed to the judge having no choice but to apply mandatory federal sentences, which can range from 5 to life in prison. This policy was apparently too lenient for Sessions, who explained at the time, we're on a bad trend right now. We got too much complacency about drugs and paraphernalia. Too much talk about recreational drugs. Later in January, Sessions announced he would roll back a policy limiting the federal government's ability to prosecute marijuana users and distributors in states that have legalized cannabis. Sessions announced he would roll back policy limiting federal government's ability to prosecute marijuana users. This is something that Donald Trump ran on. He said he was going to leave it up to the states, and his Attorney General is rolling back that precedent initiated by Obama. You think Donald Trump has a problem with that? Has he spoken publicly about his Attorney General rolling back the move towards letting states have the ultimate say on how it wants to treat cannabis use, marijuana use? Huh? He ran on that. Why don't you have a problem with that, Trump supporters? Why doesn't that stick in your craw? Maybe it does. Maybe you support liberty, and maybe you support presidents who don't lie through their teeth once they get elected. Okay, so this was not only an attack on federalism, but setting federal agents on a crusade against marijuana is also hilariously unrealistic. Use of DOJ's already limited time and resources. It's not even good management. Lastly, there's Sessions' enthusiastic embrace of the civil asset forfeiture, which is a clear violation of our Fourth Amendment. We have the right to secure our persons, our houses, our papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures. But reversing previous civil asset forfeiture restrictions so that law enforcement agencies can skirt state laws goes far beyond bad. So President Donald Trump, do you have a problem with Sessions taking away people's rights to their own possessions, to their own money, to their own assets? That's what civil asset forfeiture does. A lot of these people have assets seized by law enforcement without even going to court or going to trial or ever being found guilty of anything. And they have to come up with money to try to go against the government in court to get their belongings back or their cash back. Imagine the law enforcement agency or law enforcement personnel taking $3,000 from you and you having to spend $5,000 to go against that case in court, to fight it in court. This is happening every day in his attorney, Jeff Sessions. Does Trump have a problem with that? I got a feeling Trump is only concerned with the Russia investigation. I don't even think he really wants to go after Hillary either. I think that's BS. I think he sold you that like he sold you on letting the states handle marijuana. Let's make one thing clear. We don't cape for Donald Trump, nor do we support lies, no matter whose mouth it comes out of. And Donald Trump has been getting away with lying to his base because they just want a different guy. Well, you know what? He's really the same in a lot of ways. And one of those ways is not keeping his damn word. So on the subject of Jeff Sessions, where Donald Trump says he really doesn't have an attorney general, he's very disappointed in his attorney general, I think his reasons for disappointment are vastly different than our reasons for disappointment. And I'm disappointed that Trump picked him. And if Trump wanted to clean house by getting rid of Sessions, I'd be all for it. Let's just hope his choice wouldn't be Roy Moore. All right, guys.